have tried many hobbies in my lifetime. Houseplants, roller skating, rock climbing, crocheting, honestly, you name it, I've probably done it. But this year I rediscovered my love for making pottery. I originally started making pottery 2 years ago, but then I kind of took a break for a little while because I didn't really have the money to keep it up. It's an expensive hobby, okay? And it takes up a lot of your time as well. And for some reason, I was just going through a phase in my life where I just didn't feel like doing that. But this year, I wanted to make something for myself. So I signed up for a little one-time class and I was like, you know what? I actually fucking love this. I need to get back to doing pottery as soon as possible. I don't know what it is about pottery. It's very therapeutic in a way. Give me a murder podcast and some clay and I am honestly set for hours. And the best part is that you actually get to make something for yourself in the end. But like I said, this happens to be a very expensive hobby, which is only natural because this bitch, meaning me, has very expensive tastes. So that's why we're here. I'm trying to bring my pottery to the world in order to finance my very expensive pottery hobby. So welcome, you get to be a part of this now. Please buy my mugs. I'm just kidding, but it wouldn't hurt. Does this mean that this is now gonna become a pottery channel? Honestly, I have no idea. I just feel like posting what I want to post about, so it might be a pottery video from time to time, it might not be a pottery video from time to time, because I do love creating and I've got so many ideas for pottery YouTube videos, and since this is currently my hyperfixation for the next couple of months, there are likely going to be other pottery videos, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna last forever. I have undiagnosed ADHD, so I'm probably gonna find something else to do in 3 months' time, but here we are for now. So today I'm taking you to the pottery studio with me and we're gonna do some pottery stuff. The first thing on the menu is basically trying to trim this matcha bowl and the plant pot, which was originally also supposed to be a matcha bowl, but I accidentally used too much glaze, so it turned out to be a plant pot. And wait till you see what kind of plant pot it turns out to be, because this is the happiest accident ever. Bob Ross would be very, very proud of me. As you just saw, I was struggling for a solid, what felt like 20 minutes, trying to take these off. The plant pot was relatively alright, but the matcha bowl was a tough cookie. And unfortunately, the bottom is now warped, which is gonna pose a problem in the future. But hey, we live and we learn, you know? As you can see, the matcha bowl is wobbling like crazy, and as a result, I end up destroying it, which is a shame because this was supposed to be a matcha bowl for my friend. Love you, Sophia. I'll make you a new one, I promise. What I'm doing right now, or attempting to do, is called trimming, and it basically just means removing excess clay. In this case, I'm trying to give the matcha bowl a little bit of a foot ring so that it's not so bottom heavy. The goal with trimming is to make your piece as light as possible and potentially clean up some imperfections. This one is wobbling like crazy looking back at it now. I do not know why I thought I could save this. I'm not even gonna show you the rest of the clip because I end up destroying the matcha bowl anyway, and I don't want you to get emotionally attached. So let's get to trimming the plant pot instead. In the meantime, let's talk about what kind of pottery am I planning to make? So for some reason, probably since COVID, pottery has become very, very popular, and these days there are so many potters out there and it's really difficult to distinguish yourself as a maker, especially if you're a relative beginner like me, because let's be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing, but at least I know that about myself and I'm not afraid to admit it. So ever since I started working at this co-working studio, they have this black stoneware clay, which I fell in love with from the moment I saw it. Unfortunately, it is a little bit more difficult to work with than the regular stoneware clay, but this is the path I chose. Let me paint you a picture. This is a photo of me from the year of the Lord 2007, when I was 9 years old. Back then, my MP3 player was full of Avril Lavigne and My Chemical Romance. I had gone to my first My Chemical Romance concert that very same year, and by looking at this picture, you can clearly see that I didn't choose the emo life. The emo life chose me. Let's just appreciate this outfit for a second. I have no idea why my parents let me wear a Playboy t-shirt. I'm not sure if they knew what it was. I definitely didn't know what it was, but the mesh kind of slaps. The jewelry is absolutely impeccable. I don't know what had gotten into me, but for some reason I thought, I've got beads and I've got these hoop earrings. What if I put some beads on my hoop earrings? And I thought it was the best idea I'd ever had. And obviously the most notable thing about this photo is the dragon tattoo. This is a very little known fact, but Stieg Larsson actually based the character of the girl with the dragon tattoo on this very photo. I'm just kidding, he didn't. Overall, I would give this outfit a 10 out of 10. Impeccable taste. You could see that I was a fashion icon from a very early age. And the funniest thing about this is that my dad clearly thought this was so hilarious that he decided to take a photo of me. And I am so thankful for that now, because imagine never being able to see this photo. It just cracks me up every single time I look at it, and I hope it made your day. All that is to say that I grew up being a little emo, and now I have grown up and I am a big emo. So that's where the inspiration for the type of pottery that I'm planning to make came from. I have so many ideas for the stuff I want to make, and right now I'm really just in the process of trying to see if I can bring those ideas to life. Kind of like Evanescence. If you get that reference, you are meant to be here, my friend. Welcome. So I'm really just testing out different techniques and seeing what works, what doesn't work. And you know, this is a very long process of trial and error, unfortunately, but I've already got some pretty cool stuff that I have made. Just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, this is a little star espresso cups with the tiniest, cutest little stars that I'm obsessed with. This is a checkered espresso cup, which is a little bit of a modern take on the goth aesthetic. And we also have a matcha bowl with little stars. But my main obsession right now is adding spikes to things and adding skulls to things. So the first spiky thing I created was this little impromptu planter, and honestly I am obsessed with it. And the spikes kind of just went on from there, you know? I made a tiny little espresso cup, I made a little bigger mug with spikes on them, and I am absolutely obsessed with all of these. Just like the plant pot, these aren't fired yet, unfortunately, so you're gonna have to wait and see to see them finished, but these are very, very promising. I think a lot of elder emos like me are gonna be obsessed with them, because how could you not be? Honestly, how could you not be? So, needless to say, I am pretty optimistic about my target audience loving these as much as I do, but right now the main challenge is gonna be getting my pods in front of the right audience in the first place. As much as I'd like to just shut myself at the pottery studio to just create, I unfortunately have to invest a probably much larger portion of my time into actually marketing my products. So to give you a little bit of a sneak peek behind my launch strategy, if you can even call it that, like I said, at the moment my main focus is just choosing the techniques I want to work with and basically building up a collection. And my plan in the meantime is to share my process on social media to get some awareness that such gorgeous pottery even exists in the world. And surprise, surprise, you're actually a part of that right now. Congratulations! I don't know what you're winning. You're winning a sneak peek at my wonderful spiky pottery, I guess. You're welcome. When it comes to my social media strategy, you could call it, I, for one, absolutely love watching pottery YouTube videos, but I've noticed that I've been feeling sad about not really having anything else to watch, because it feels like I've just watched it all already. The thing is, there are a ton of pottery creators on Instagram and TikTok, but I've noticed there's a significantly smaller number of them on here on YouTube. Maybe there are some creators that are fire, but the algorithm just hasn't blessed me with yet. So if you have any recommendations for YouTube pottery content creators, please let me know. I will check them out. Thank you very much. So anyway, since there seems to be somewhat of a gap, I've been thinking that it might be a good idea to seize the gap and the opportunity and become another pottery YouTuber that people can watch. It's not gonna solve my problem of not having anything to watch, but at least it will solve the same problem for other people. in the same situation. So if you're currently here watching for the pottery and not for me, which rude, but hopefully we can change that over time. Love you. Please let me know what type of pottery videos do you like to watch. Tutorials, ASMR, pottery vlogs, something completely unrelated. Let me know. Hearing from other people about this who enjoy these types of videos would help me a ton to basically just put out the content that other people want to see. Before we finish up this wonderful talk we've been having, yes, it has only been me speaking, but it's been a great talk regardless. You're a great listener. Anyway, before we wrap things up, if you would like to purchase some of my work, I have no idea when the first drop is gonna be actually available, and it's impossible to even try to predict it because I am solely dependent on the Pottery Studios kiln firing schedule, unfortunately, and summer break season, which is right now, tends to be a lot slower than usual as well, so I honestly cannot tell you when the first drop is gonna be. But if in the meantime you would like to sign up for email updates so that you can be among the first people to be notified about my super freaky goth pottery, then I'm gonna put a link down below where you can put your little email address and sign up for email updates. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this pottery yap session. I know I did, and I hope to see you here again soon, my friend. Bye!